everyone, welcome to day 5 of the foundation challenge. So I am making a recipe off of Daraby.com. It is called teriyaki chicken. Obviously I'm not using chicken, but I am using soy curls. So I measured out, well, my husband made these puffy for me earlier and measured out 3 cups. So this would be the 3 separate meals, column A, 1 cup of each. So basically what I'm doing is I'm not making this recipe exactly like it would be called for, but very similar. The major difference is that I'm not interested in using half a cup of the soy sauce because that's a lot of salt. I don't think I can handle that. So come on down to the counter and I will show you what it is that I'm putting together. Mostly this is really and truly very similar to what it would be that I would put in here according to the recipe. So it's pretty close. So I have 1/2 cup of water in here. And then the next thing you're supposed to do is use 1/2 cup of soy sauce. I'm actually using the juice off of a can of pineapple for this. And putting 1/2 cup of pineapple juice in there. It does 2 things. 1, it gives it a really great flavor. And 2, I don't need to use the sugar. It calls for 2 teaspoons of honey or sugar. I don't need to use that now. So super excited. It does call for 1 tablespoon of flour. I'm going to use some potato starch. I was reading that potato starch is the best resistant starch out there in terms of what's good for your gut health. So just a little tidbit to keep that in mind. 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, which is literally just okay, black pepper. It calls for 2 tablespoons of vinegar and it doesn't say what kind of vinegar, so I'm just going to use distilled white vinegar. I don't think that'll make a difference. I think that should be just fine. So 2 tablespoons of this. Calls for 1 clove of garlic minced. You know me, I don't really measure garlic, so that's 1 teaspoon, but it just happened to be convenient to use that. It also calls for 5 grams of ginger, either diced or powdered. I found this at the store. It's ginger juice. It also has lemon juice, I think, is the other ingredient. Yeah. So organic ginger juice, organic lemon juice, and that's all that's in there. So I'm going to use some of that. I'm going to use a teaspoon of that. You know me, I'm not a big fan of ginger, but I thought, it smells like ginger. I thought maybe this would be a good alternative. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Maybe it's awesome, and maybe it's not. And then, like I said, it calls for 1/2 cup of soy sauce, which we use tamari because it's the non-wheat version, but I'm going to use 2 tablespoons. That's plenty of salt, and it'll be divided by 3 separate meals, so I think that's going to work out really well. So this recipe says that you are supposed to cook your chicken, and then you are supposed to cook the sauce on the chicken for like 20 minutes. That seems a little ridiculous to me, to be honest with you. I don't really think that it's going to need to cook for that long. The soy curls will absorb the liquid that I'm putting on them, so this should be just fine. I am going to cook it, just not for that long. I don't think it needs to cook for that long. So there is the juice. It's going to go on the soy curls. I'm going to cook it on the stove for a little bit. And what I'm going to have with this is, for meals 1 and 2, we'll have 1 cup of rice and 1 cup of sauteed cabbage. My husband made cabbage. I'm guessing it has garlic on it. Did you put anything else on there? Scallions and garlic, so that's cool. So I have 1 cup of, that's fine, a little bit of liquid aminos, he said. That's not a problem. So 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of cabbage, okay, 1 cup of soy curls, 1 cup of rice, and then in C, 1 cup of cabbage, and then probably not quite 1/2 cup of, maybe about 3/4 cup of green beans. So that'll be my meal 1 and my meal 2, and then meal 3 will be 1 cup of soy curls and 1 cup of, maybe 2 cups of cabbage, to be honest with you. That sounds pretty good. So we'll see how much cabbage is left. My boys had that for supper too. They really like sauteed cabbage when Anthony puts like onions in it and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go cook this, and I will be back with you guys in just a minute to try it and to plate it up and show you how pretty it is, because I'm sure it will be just wonderful. So I'll be back soon. Alrighty guys, so I am done making teriyaki soy curls. This recipe is okay. So it definitely needed the sugar. So I added a tablespoon of maple syrup, which really helped, and it needed some more soy sauce, which is weird because I don't really think that it should need the extra saltiness to it, but it really did. So I added 2 more tablespoons of soy sauce to it, and it's really quite good now. So here is my plate of food. I have this exact amount of food in a container to go. I'm going to put this in a container to go, but I thought that I would try it for you. Some beans maybe. If I can poke them. Let's see what it tastes like with something else besides just the soy curls. It's good. I like the pineapple-iness of it. If you don't care for pineapple, you might not want to use the full half a cup of pineapple juice. But okay, so here's the deal. I am definitely on the verge of being sick and have been for the last 24 hours. So I'm going to do a meal 1 and a meal 2 and not do a meal 3. And Anthony is making me a spinach and mango and orange juice smoothie. So I'm hoping like a whole bunch of spinach and a whole bunch of orange juice will just make me like super, super healthy. It's not on this plan like at all, but I still think that it's probably very healthy to have a whole bunch of spinach and a whole bunch of orange juice. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have my ABC meal times 2, and then I'm going to have, I'm not going to take any extra fruit or anything with me. I'm going to have some mangoes and orange juice and spinach. So that's what I'm going to do. And I will see you guys in the morning to exercise. Have a great one. Hey everybody, so I am home from work, and the bad news is I don't think that the smoothie helped at all, but I think it's allergy, so I don't think it was going to help anyways. But anywho, it was delicious though, and that's all that really matters, I guess. I am not feeling any better at all, but I think I just have allergies, really and truly. Anyways, the good news is that after sitting, the soy curls with the teriyaki-ish sauce on it was fantastic. Like, it improved with age dramatically. So that is definitely a recipe I would suggest that you make, and I would suggest that you make it and then leave it and then come back and eat it later with some cabbage, and it was amazing on rice with cabbage and stuff. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I would totally recommend that. And now let's talk about some exercise. Alrighty guys, so this is what we are up to for today. So all of these essentially are, okay, so the 4 half jacks, I think that we will do that 8 because you'll do to each side 4 times. The 10 side jacks, that probably can just be 10 total, I guess, because it shows you going both directions. Then the 4 half jacks will be 8 again. The 10 knee to elbows will probably end up being 20 because we'll do each knee. And then the 4 half jacks will be 8, and then the 10 side leg raises will probably end up being 20 of those as well. So maybe we'll just do 20 of the side jacks as well. Anyways, that is what today's exercise entails. And so I'm going to go and do this with my husband so that I can go to bed because I'm tired and I want to. So anyway, I hope you guys had a fabulous day, and I will see you again tonight.